Hello everybody, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Today we're going to put a complete Thanksgiving dinner together in our little RV kitchen, which currently, due to a little accident on the road, we have very limited electricity in the kitchen. So I know if I can do it with my challenges, it can be done. So come join me in the kitchen, see what I make, what gadgets we use, and how I put this dinner together. At the end of the video, I will do an update on the repairs that have to be done to the RV due to the accident and show you some pictures and all that good stuff, since I have not posted an RV life on Friday for a hot minute. So enjoy the video. I'll see you at the end. The first thing we're going to do today is get our turkey tenderloins cooking in the crock pot. They need 2 of the 1.5 pound packets, and each packet has 2 tenderloins in it, so we're going to have 4 total. We'll get them in here and we're going to salt and pepper those to start with. Now we're going to mix the rest of the ingredients. This is an unsalted cream of chicken soup because I just want to keep the sodium down. And then we're going to add in 2 packets of turkey gravy, just the dry packet, and then a 1/2 cup of water. We'll get that whisked together and pour that over our tenderloins. I pour this over the tenderloins, and this cooks on low for 4 to 6 hours. I set mine on 5 hours. I did go in after 4.5. It read 165 degrees, and I had to pinch a little bit of the turkey to put into my stuffing bowls. The directions said to, before serving, cut the tenderloins into bite-sized pieces and serve it that way. And I did do that because I was cutting it up anyway to get the turkey for my stuffing bowls. But I was unsure about leaving the rest of them whole. You do you. If you want to leave them whole, they are perfectly tender and delicious. As always, here are your ingredients, and in the description box I'll have the directions or a link if I have an original recipe. Now I am using a recipe that calls for 6 to 10 hard-boiled eggs, so you can double it if you need more. You can cut it in half if you want less. So I'm first of all, everybody boils their eggs differently. I cook these the day before. I have a little egg cooker. I'll link it in the description box below with this recipe. But you can use Instant Pot, boil them on the stove, whichever way you like to do it. So I'm just getting mine out of the carton. I left them in the fridge overnight, and we'll cut them in half, and we're going to remove the yolk. Since I forgot to turn on the camera, I'm showing you here everything I put in the bowl. So we have mayonnaise, extra virgin olive oil, some Dijon mustard, some white vinegar, sriracha to taste, and salt and pepper. We're going to get this all mixed up. Now I'm also using an immersion blender just to make it a little creamier and easy to spread. And I didn't have any of my piping bags, so I'm just going to use a little sandwich bag. Now I'm just going to sprinkle a little paprika on top, and then I will give you all your ingredients, and again directions in the description box below. Here they are, and they didn't last long. They never do. We're going to do an easy sweet potato casserole since I'm on very limited electrical power in the kitchen. If you need more information about that and you're an OG, stay till the end. I'm going to give you a little update on the damages. So the first thing I did is just drained and then mashed the potatoes that come in a 29-ounce can. We're going to add the rest of the ingredients. We have melted butter, an egg, white sugar, brown sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, I say a teaspoon. I cut this recipe in half, so I'm using half of everything that will be in the description box below. We just needed a very small casserole. I was only feeding 4 people, so the one down below is going to be a larger casserole than this if you're using the full recipe. Now we're going to get everything mixed together. I'm also going to be using an immersion blender here. I have a neighbor that's on a special diet, so I just need to make this nice and smooth so they can enjoy it as well. And then I will get this in a casserole dish and start on the topping. Now for the topping, we're going to use some chopped pecans, flour, brown sugar, and some melted butter. Of course, you'll be making twice as much if you go with the listed ingredients at the end here and in the description box below, because I did cut mine in half, just reminding you. Now we're going to top the casserole. I am going to leave one corner without the nuts and topping on it for my neighbor. That way they can enjoy this as well. But the topping is not something they can have. Now this goes in an oven of 350 degrees and cooks for 30 minutes or until it's nice and firm. Here's the finished dish, and then we'll have the ingredients. Now we're going to make a loaded green bean casserole. I always added cheese to my green bean casseroles ever since my kids were kids, so for a very long time. But then I found this recipe, and this adds bacon, brings it to a new level, right? I did get bacon bits, but you can also, make your own. So the first thing I'm going to do is grate up the cheese. Now in the bowl I'm going to put 2 cans of Italian style green beans, which I've already drained, a can of cream of mushroom soup, some cheese, some bacon crumbles, some French fried onions, and some milk, but I didn't film the milk. I think I went outside to take China outside and then forgot to turn the camera on right away, so don't mind that. And we're going to add some salt and pepper. Now of course, again, I'm only feeding 4, but you could double this recipe, triple it, whatever you need to do for your Thanksgiving. Now we have everything mixed. We're going to get this into a greased casserole dish. We're going to pop this in a 350 degree oven. It bakes for about 20-25 minutes, and you want to top it with the remaining onions, or as many onions as you want, during the last 5 minutes of cooking time. Here's the finished casserole, and here are your ingredients. Again, double, triple, whatever you need to do to feed everybody at your table. Now we're going to make cranberry turkey stuffing balls. Now this recipe that I'm using makes 16 if you do them in a 2-inch size. So if you need more than that, you want to double, triple, whatever you need to do. The first thing we're going to do is get the ingredients ready. We have to have half cup of dried cranberries chopped, so I'm starting with that. Then we have to chop our onion and our celery, so I'm going to do that in a vegetable chopper just so they're all a uniform size. Now we're going to prepare the stuffing mixture. We're going to use 2 cups of breadcrumbs, 1 cup of cooked turkey shredded. I pinched that out of my crock pot as you saw earlier. And then we'll put in our chopped cranberries, onion, celery, and then parsley. Now this called for fresh parsley. I did not have that, so I just used, I think it was about a tablespoon of dry. Now we're going to add the thyme and then some salt and pepper. Now we're going to add in the liquid ingredients. So I'm just going to put the egg in with the chicken broth, mix that up. And then we're just going to stir it all until it comes together and it's moist enough to form the little balls. Now you want to do them about 2 tablespoons of mixture at a time. I used an ice cream scoop, and that is a 2.5 tablespoon of mixture. And then I just put some gloves on and got busy. I had some mix left over, so I just got out another baking sheet. These go in a 375-degree oven for about 25 minutes. You want to make sure they're sort of a golden brown and cooked all the way through. And then you just serve these as a side with gravy. You'll see that on the finished plate that's coming up soon. And here are your ingredients. They were absolutely delish. So on our way back to North Carolina, we blew a tire. When the tire blew, it pulled down wiring and it got wrapped around the axle. We noticed, or Big Daddy noticed, a blowout because there was smoke. We pulled over. He saw all the cables, the propane lines, the electrical lines were all wrapped around the axle of the blown tire. This is what was pretty much left after he got all of it off of the axle and changed the tire. He strapped up what he could so that we could limp along to the campground back in North Carolina, and we called the insurance company and they came out. It was about a week later and surveyed the damage. Now we have no power to, this is the cable laying in the back of the truck that was cut off. We have no power in the kitchen to the refrigerator or the outlet, and so we have been running extension cords through the window just to get by. So they came out, they did surveyed all the damage and everything, and now we have to find a repairman. We're able to have them come to the campground to do the repairs. Now as far as the propane line goes, this is it right here, and that silver thing at the very top of the picture is where Big Daddy capped that off because we needed propane to work for the heat and also the hot water. So that is working. The stove has no propane line going to it, so that is currently not working. And that is what we are dealing with here in RV life. Well, thank you for watching today. I do hope you enjoyed all the recipes that I shared with you. They are in the description box below, both ingredients and directions for the actual meal. Not sure when I'll be back with a menu Monday. I have been doing very simple dinners, some in the crock pot, some one pots, but I haven't had a chance to film them. So I'm going to get back to doing that, and I will get another menu Monday up as soon as I can, and a Friday one as soon as I can as well. I thank you for your patience. I love you guys. Have a great week and have a fantastic Thanksgiving.